Hello and welcome. If you have been trying to make changes in your life and you have tried so many different things and you're still not getting the outcome that you're looking for, if what you've been trying to achieve has still not been met, if you have yet to meet your goal and you keep going to different channels, different people, finding different solutions and none of them are working for you, this reading is for you. So this reading is here to help us understand what we need that's underneath the surface, what other factors are at play that are contributing to this stuckness, to this place of us just not being able to get there, whatever there is. Not that, we're trying to get necessarily to a destination because the destination is just the illusion, but let us get to, a point where we know we are close to achieving our goals, or at least let us achieve our goals, whatever those goals are. So, of course, let's ask the cards what it is that has brought us here, like where we are now. Because if you've been with me for a little bit, you know that I like to know the actual picture of what's holding us back now, so that way we can get the best solution for this issue. So, what is it? Why are we in this solution? Well, why are we in this solution? Why are we in this situation? What factors are keeping us stuck in here? One more. It's this one. Yep. Okay, there's just one card. All right. I'm not a fractured being. I'm multifaceted. This is beautiful. This is a reminder that while there are multiple sides of you, while, okay, sorry. This one, this is one of those cards where there's a lot to you. You may feel fractured, you may feel broken, you may feel like you're not complete because you have so many parts of you that in your brain don't work together, don't click together, don't make sense, but it's really just because that is what is being reflected back to you from other people. When I have I'm not a fractured being, I'm a multifaceted person, it's one of those reminders where, like, yes, we can feel broken. Yes, we feel like we're kind of shattered into pieces at times. I myself have been shattered into pieces multiple times. But it's not that I'm broken. It's just that there's more to me than what the people around me currently are able to hold space for all at the same time. And that's okay. Because the people who are around me, they do love me. 100% they love me. But sometimes I have to remember that, in order for them to see the full me, I have to do it in small doses. And I'm not trying to tell you to make yourself small or anything like that. What I'm getting at here is understand that while you feel broken and separated, it's just because there is so much of you, and you have yet to find the tribe, the people who are actually going to be able to have the capacity to see all of you and accept all of you and love all of you. So yes, you're a multifaceted person, you're a multifaceted being, and there's a lot of you, there's a lot of colors, there's a lot of variation, and they're all beautiful things. Big mixed barrel of emotion. Yeah, okay, that's straightforward. But about this big barrel of emotion, it's one of those things where you're in it, and what are you doing to help empty out the emotions? What are you doing to allow yourself to experience the emotions? Are you just staying in it and going, this is my life? Or are you actively trying to work through the different colors of the emotions that are entering your life? Being out of ideas is just another idea. So this is one of those things where you've tried a lot of things. You've tried so many of these. You've walked in through so many of these doors and none of them have worked. So in your brain, it's like, okay, there's nothing left. What's left? Well, honestly, the answer's in that question. What is left is that maybe the reason why you're not achieving your goal, your dream, is because you're looking for the wrong solution. Maybe the fact that you're all out of ideas, that you're all out of solutions, isn't because your goal is unobtainable. It's just not the right goal for what you're trying to achieve. Growing, falling apart. Beautiful. So these 4 cards all together have really like made it obvious that like right now we are going through a growth phase, and that there's been breakdowns, that there's emotions, and that we are feeling like we are at like our wit's end, that our thread is almost cut, that we do not have much more to hang on to, that if the tension gets any tighter, we're going to snap. And then we have this card, growing, falling apart. This card, so you hear me talk about how every person has a season, and how, you know, going into the fall to the winter season, that you just dig deeper roots. This card encompasses that like story so well, because it is a reminder that in order to grow, things do need to be let go of. You do need to let go of, you know, things that have been holding you back. And yeah, that could be expectations, that could be relationships, that could be, you know, how you thought you were going to see yourself. Maybe you yourself were hoping to achieve something by a certain age. By the age of 25, you're going to have this done. By the age of 30, you're going to have this done. By the age of 35, you're going to be this successful. You need to let go of those personal expectations of yourself. And you need to understand that there's a lot that is holding you back, but it's you. It's you holding on to these things. It's you holding on to the leaves that are no longer a part of you, that need to drop so that way they can either continue to integrate and be a part of your life, or, you know, blow away. So like the leaves from the tree, the leaves don't just like fall off the tree and then like they're never like that's it. The leaves fall off the tree and then they stay by the roots to help keep the roots warm over the winter, and then turn into fertilizer as spring comes, and then also host a, you know, bunch of other wildlife creatures that are part of the ecosystem that help the tree out too. Or some of the leaves, they do just fly away because the wind carries them where they need to be. So the things that are holding you back, when you let them go, some of them are going to help you grow more. But yeah, some of them might leave. But if you want to get to your goal, if you want to get to this next phase, if you want to see the change that you want, you have to allow that to naturally happen. So let's ask the tarot cards what it is, specifically what it is that we're holding on to. What is keeping us from this growing card? Because yeah, there's a lot going on, and this card honestly says that you've tried everything. And when I say that we're focusing on the wrong solution, it's not that like what you want shouldn't happen. So like if you're trying to lose weight, cool, I get it. But are you focusing on the fact that you want to lose 30 pounds? Or are you focusing on the fact that you want to have a healthier lifestyle, that you want to have more stamina? Because I can promise you, you focusing on stamina and a healthy lifestyle is going to get you further than the 30 pounds. Because the 30 pounds is just a number, and it's something that, you know, while yes, it's quantifiable, it's maybe not something that's actually obtainable. And the problem isn't that you have that goal. The problem is that we just need a better solution. So we have the Queen of Pentacles here. I want to remind you that Pentacles is not just about finances, that it's about time and energy, because you spend time and you spend energy. So when I see the Queen of Pentacles here, I know that you have the ability to create, nurture, grow, bring together, allow yourself to plan and organize, and you understand patience. You've been doing patience, and you have all these abilities within you. Whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. This is about the divine feminine portion of this card. And this being Earth is why it is such a nurturing and growth card. So you have the ability to do this. It is already within you. It's more or less the matter of, are you willing to, you know, make sure that you weed everything that needs to be weeded properly? Are you willing to make the small sacrifices that you need to make? Are you willing to give up some of that time, give up some of that energy to give yourself the chance to build towards a better future, whatever that betterment is for you? And then we have, is that the Ten of Cups? Yeah, that is the Ten of Cups. Sorry, that kind of looked like the word two. So we have the Ten of Cups in its reverse position. This is telling me that you're in a tough spot. So Ten of Cups is typically the happily ever after, that you have everything you want, the wish come true card. And I'm getting right now that you are kind of in that phase where on the outside, you have everything that you would ever want. But because this card's reversed, it's telling you on the inside is a completely different story. So on the outside, everyone sees you having a full barrel and they're thinking that barrel is full of love, joy, happiness. But on the inside, it's really a big mixed barrel of emotion. And you are so multifaceted that you're trying to mold yourself to be one thing when it's not possible for you to be that thing. Therefore, you do need to let the falling apart to happen in order to get this 10 of Cups to be true. So right now, this 10 of Cups is saying that on the outside, you have what it is that you want, but on the inside, you're not happy. All right, and then we have the 6 of Cups, again in its reverse position. So I love this 6 of Cups card, like this one specifically, because I always call the 6 of Cups the nostalgic card, and when I get the 6 of Cups in its reverse position, it's a trap. And this person is looking into a mirror. And I'm going to let you guys see this card in its upright position. So this person's like looking into a mirror, and are they looking back or are they looking forward? And for me, it's one of those reminders where in my teens, I thought I was fat. In my 20s, I thought I was fat. In my 30s, I look back at my teens and my 20s and dang, was I skinny and healthy. So this card is that reminder that like you can keep looking back and seeing yourself as who you used to be and how things were and comparing yourself to that. Or you can look in the mirror and see yourself for who you really are right now. Because we change over time. Our circumstances, our, challenges, our traumas, our, everything that we experience changes us as we move forward. And there's things that we're never going to be able to go back to. I am never going to go back to my 20-year-old self, physically, mentally, emotionally, none of that's ever going to be possible for numerous amounts of reasons. So what I have to do when I look into that mirror is I have to see myself for who I am now and who I can be, not who I used to be. And then we have the 8 of Wands. I like how this one's like a a cheetah leopard type of creature. I'm not sure which one it's meant to be. But the 8 of Wands, this is that forward momentum that things are gonna happen, that you just need to do it. With the 8 of Wands here, it's telling me that whatever you choose to do, as long as you're doing it for the true reasons, you're going to land. Everything is going to go where it's supposed to be. This cat is going to leap and it's going to catch its prey. You are going to make that jump and you are going to succeed. It's just a matter of you actually doing it. And here's why the doing part is important. Because it's easy to make plans. It's easy to talk about things. It's easy to dream. It's easy to think. But nothing matters. Nothing will ever change until you start making the changes. And that means that you do have to, start planning and start considering how you spend your time and energy. You do have to be real honest about yourself, about how you feel about things. And instead of, being so focused on everyone else's ideas or plans, maybe just start doing things differently. Start eating differently. Start taking time to walk. Start giving yourself 10 minutes a day to journal. Start giving yourself the ability to have more time, even if it's just 5 minutes of you sitting in the car and, focusing on your breath. You need to start doing things differently. Now we're going to ask for a bit of motivation about what it is that we need to do, what changes we actually need to make. Because at this point in the reading, you're probably like, Kirsten, I've been making changes. Again, it's about making the right changes for the right reasons. And I feel like the changes aren't the big drastic ones that you've been making. I feel like the changes are much smaller changes that you need to make in order to get to this goal, this destination. And also, again, like I said, it also has to start with you getting really real about what it is that you want as well. Absence. Okay, so I talked about that a little bit with the Queen of Pentacles. What is it that you need to remove from your life? What is it that you need to say, hey, I'm not putting time and energy into this anymore? What is it that you need to say, right now, what I'm doing is more important, and then keeping up with this like thing, whether it be a hobby, whether it be a friend group. And this isn't like it's a permanent, thing that has to be gone for forever. But until you reach your goal, what is it that you can be without? And then we have connection. All right, so this is a simple one. Just find other people who are going to support you in this change. And I don't mean like find a community on Facebook. Yes, that could be part of it, but accountability partner is a beautiful thing. Even if they aren't someone who's like doing the same thing as you, if you can find one or two people who you can be like, hey, I plan on taking a walk every day after work. If I don't message you by 5:30 p.m. saying I took my walk, check in on me and, say, hey, did you take your walk today? And like I said, it doesn't just have to be one person. You could have like 2 or 3 people and just have it in a group chat. So that way, they can encourage you, they can push you when you need to have that little bit of push. And, when you did it, there's, a little bit of a group that can help you to say, hey, you did it. Connection in a big group too, like Facebook or something like that, is also there. But I feel like those places they're going to give you advice. They're not going to give you the attention that you need to help you make this change. Repetition. All right. So consistency is always key. It's really easy to go for a walk, for like 3 times a week and then be like, I walked. And like you stop after that 1 week. You have to stay consistent at it. It's really easy to journal when you're only stressed, but if you only journal when you're only stressed, once or twice a month, it's not going to be as helpful. You need to be repetitious. Think of it like taking allergy medicine. You have to take allergy medicine every day in order for the allergy medicine to be effective. And if you're not taking that allergy medicine every day, you're going to start having problems with your allergies. This change is the same thing. Whether it be physical change that you're trying to make, emotional change, whether it be that, you are wanting to have more time for yourself and you need to actually make sure you meditate on a daily or regular basis. Maybe it doesn't have to be daily, but maybe it does have to be 3 times a week, every week. Maybe the walk doesn't have to be a daily walk, but maybe it needs to be 5 times a week, every week. Repetition is important. Consistency is what actually makes the change. Because like this card with the tree, your change is going to happen, but it's going to happen slowly. The growth is going to be slowly over time. Just as most seasons last 3 to 4 months, it might take 3 to 4 months for this change to be apparent. But know, while you're in this mixed barrel of emotions, as you're cleaning it out and working through it and transmuting it, it's going to get emptier. And you're going to find yourself in a much better headspace. Now I kind of just want to ask the cards what it is that we need to focus on to help us get this consistency, to help us make these changes, to help us find this purpose, this reason, this just ultimate motivator that is going to allow us to be us, so that way other people can fully see who we are, so people can understand who we are and love us in our whole, instead of us having to feel like we have to, shrink ourselves or be something different than what we actually are. So if you could just give us a couple cards to help us find our true purpose and motivation in needing and wanting this change. There's actually a card in this deck specifically called True Purpose, and if that one pops up, I'm just going to laugh and then say that the cards are being finicky. All right, trust. Trust the process and your journey. This is a reminder that it is a journey, and that yes, you do have to trust the process. This isn't something that's going to be, I'm going to make this decision once and it's instantly going to change my life. This is something where you're going to have to constantly, repeatedly show up for yourself over and over and over again in order to get the change that you desire. Support. Seek and offer support when needed. That's what I was talking about with this connection card. Support from other people is great. Having support groups, having your loved ones just kind of check in with you, and having it be more than one person is helpful, because then that kind of takes the pressure off the other person too, to have like a backup for their backup. But yeah, get the support, seek out help, and don't be afraid to say, hey, you know, can you push me when I don't want to be pushed? Balance. Maintain balance in all areas of your life. So this is important because this is also a reminder to not get too caught up into just focusing on what that change is that you want. You still have to do the mundane. You still have to go to work. You still have to take care of yourself, self-care. You still have to make sure that, you know, you do dishes, you go grocery shopping and all that. All that is just as important as you making these decisions, these repetitive, consistent decisions that are going to help you get to whatever your goal is. And serenity. Find serenity within your mind and your heart. So this is that part where it's about you going inside of yourself and seeing yourself as who you are now. Like I said with the Six of Cups, you have to understand who you are now, and you have to find peace with it. You have to understand that all you can do is move forward with who you are now. You can't go backwards. It's not possible. So let's find the serenity within your mind and with your heart to keep pushing this boat forward, because we know that the Eight of Wands is supporting us, and we know that all we have to do is do the thing, and things are going to land. And over time, every time we do something, it's going to build us and get us to where we need and want to be. If you're unsure of what small actions that you need to take in order to get to your goal, or if you're unsure of what kind of changes that you can start making on a repetitive, consistent basis, go ahead and ask in the chat below. In the comments below. We do have a community. The community can support you. I will do my best to answer your questions. And then also, if you want more information on, you know, how to be that Queen of Pentacles that you truly are, if you want to have more information on how to handle that mixed barrel of emotions, hit me up in the link below for a private reading. I am going through a transition, like a brand transition. So yes, my channel's name is Soul and Shadow, but the link is called for Water's Edge Tarot. This is just a temporary situation, but that is the correct link. So that is your reading for today. I thank you for staying until the end of the reading, and I can't wait to read for you again real soon. Bye-bye.